Hello everyone, welcome to a different video of sorts. Normally I'm trackside getting trains or doing model train stuff, but today we're going to talk about a little something that I kind of enjoy doing on the side. It's about documenting trains you see out in the field. So the entire purpose of this video is to just encourage others to do something similar to what I do, not necessarily exactly how I do it. But this video is just to show you how I go about it, but you don't have to do it the way I do it. Um, Sort of ideals behind this is to just document what you see as you see it. And the reason for this is because the railroad is just an ever changing industry. And if you're a rail fan on Kansas City Southern, Canadian Pacific, or Montana Rail Link, you probably know that better than anyone else, or even if you've experienced a railroad merger sometime in the past. That, and I don't know how most folks feel, but I feel like it's just fun being able to reminisce and look back on trains you caught over the years and just see how things have changed. I genuinely have fun doing that. So this is sort of an encouragement video to encourage others to do the same, because if I have fun with it, I have a feeling others will too. So I'm going to begin with how I got started on this. Ken Connie and Eddie Shaw are two very well known rail fans, dare I say, legends in the Mobile area. And Ken has a YouTube channel called Horn Hospital. It's all lowercase letters, no spaces, Horn Hospital. I'll try to post a link in the description after this video. And if you want to see trains from the Mobile area in the late 80s and early 90s, that is the place to do it. He has a ton of old videos regarding CSX, early CSX, tons of different paint schemes on CSX running around. He has BN, ICG stuff, a bunch of good stuff from the Mobile area, and it's just incredible to look at how much things have changed over the years. So Eddie Shaw was pretty much his right hand man, and Eddie was at one of Glenn Samuel's op sessions, and he was talking to me back in 2018 about if I documented my trains any. And I said no, but I'd be open to it. And 2018 was when I started documenting trains. I began rail fanning in 2015, so I've had to sort of go back and fill in the blanks, and I update my journal over time. Um, I've also made changes along the way. Um, Noteworthy changes are in, for example, we'll look at 2018 here, and then we're going to look at 2017. Here you can see that I log certain information like the date and time, being able to record videos digitally as well as photos. It automatically comes with a date and a timestamp on it, so that's convenient. The railroad I caught the train on, the spot or general vicinity I caught the train at, the ID of the train, the number of engines it had, and the lash up. Now, I had notes here because I originally didn't plan on doing anything, I guess, major, but I kind of wanted to be a bit more detailed with my work in this, so I kind of updated the note section into more of a lash up section. Whereas you can see here, I've got the model and the position and other notes about the lash up or the engine in question. Now, I probably should have said orientation here, because position could mean, for example, first position, second position, third position, so on in the train. But I say position it's facing, such as south, north, east, or west. So, for example, the first train I caught in 2017 was on January 1st, New Year's Day, at 11:40 a.m. on Norfolk Southern in the downtown Thomasville area. The ID was W85, which is an extra 385. Had 3 engines with it. NS 7655 was the leader. It's an ES40 DC. It was facing south. NS 8911 was second. It's a -9 40CW, also facing south. And NS 7602 was the third engine. It's an ES40 DC facing north. So that's kind of how a newer way I log my trains, and I carry this over into 2022. And here we can see I made a note about the train. This was a 265. This is the NSID for it. This is the BNSF ID for it. 265 is a BNSF run-through intermodal train that goes from Charlotte down to Atlanta, up to Memphis, and then on to BNSF from there. But I believe this is the right BNSF ID, the Z80GSBD. But anyhow, we can see it had two engines. We can see the engines. I made a special note. It had a K5LLA horn, which is abnormal for an ES44AC, and that the trailing engine had H2 paint, which is also abnormal for an ES44DC. I also made an extra note that the train had a 50 years cause container and that I wasn't able to get a picture of it, so I had to take a screenshot on the Spartanburg cam. It's just another reminder to always keep your eye on the train, because you never know what'll come. I just so happened to look up and see it roll by, and I couldn't do anything about it because the train was moving so fast. But you kind of see how I do my notes now. And this format is helpful for me because I can use Microsoft Excel and OneDrive together. So if I put this file in the OneDrive folder, I can't have them open at the same time, but I can access it on my cell phone when I'm in the field, and I can access it on my computer when I'm at home. But if you tend to have if you have the two files open at the same time, it tends to cause issues. So if you do something like this, only have one file open at a time. Make sure they're closed before you open the other. But Google does something similar. It has Google Drive and Google Sheets. But I don't know about Apple. That's the only reservation there. I don't know about Apple. But anyhow, I have all the years where I got my trains by year originally. And yeah, it's 2016, 2017, 2018. One of my favorite years as a rail fan, just because you never knew what you would see. 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022, up to present day. And here I have a master list where I have all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, I've been rail fanning for 8 years. Hard to believe. Where I have all 8 years worth of trains that I've caught all in one place. And I'm amazed at how many I've caught over the years. See, 2580 minus the top row with all the information would be 2579 trains that I've caught as a rail fan. So I can keep up with stuff like that. But a new project I'm working on is keeping up with trains I've seen by roster. And this is mainly for retirements and things like that, because NS has been retiring a lot of locomotives, their SD70 ACUs especially. And this is just something I started just to be able to show it in the video. But you can see the manufacturer, the class, the road number, its current status, the number of times I've seen it, the number of times I've seen it leading, number of times I've seen it trailing, number of times I've seen it on NS, seeing as how that's its native railroad, the number of times I've seen it off NS, indicating that the engine was foreign power, the build date, other history, and other notes. With the example with this one is being a class unit, being the first of its class. If I were to get down to 1065, 1066, 1067, I would say Savannah, Atlanta Heritage Unit, New York Central Heritage Unit, Reading Heritage Unit, so on. And I've got all 7 class 1s down here. NS, CSX, CN, KCS. Still got to update these. This CP one's going to be the smallest one out of all of them. Haven't made any decision on what I'm going to do regarding CPKC yet, but I'll cross that bridge when I get there. And I've also included leasers, because in 2018 especially, railroads started to lease power, NS and CSX especially, CN2. And KCS leased power, namely SD78's Tier 4s, in 2020 and early 2021, I want to say. But that's, for the most part, how I have everything set up. You don't have to do it exactly like I have it, but you can make your changes as you desire. I just wanted to show how I have everything set up so that I can give people an idea of how to do it. But honestly, this is one of the most fun things I've been able to do, just going back and filling in the blanks pre-2018. I've been able to just look at catches that I've gotten, trains that I've seen over the years, and oops, my bad. Anywho, just been able to look at trains I've seen over the years and just marvel at how much things have changed. Like, for example, these two right here, got them in the same yard. NS usually doesn't keep local power down on the line to Mobile, so I wouldn't be able to see this today. I really don't believe I would. Ferromex, 4000 and 4002 on the same train. I could go on, but bottom line, it's fun to reminisce. And if you enjoy seeing, comparing and contrasting how things were to how things are now, I highly encourage you to do this. I highly encourage anyone to do this because, I mean, me personally, I can also look back on this and think about, remember what stage of life I was in. Like, for example, this was after my freshman year of college, things like that. 2018, my final year of undergrad. Just remember stuff like that. So I highly encourage anyone and everyone that likes trains to be able to do this when you don't have any time, or if you just don't feel like going outside. This would be a good project for a rainy day if you wanted to do it. But just an encouragement video for people to document the trains they see, because the railroad's always changing. If you got something out of this video, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, or share this with your friends and encourage them to do the same thing. Once again, reiterate, you don't have to do it the way I have it, but this is to show how I do things. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and happy rail fanning, and good luck. Thanks.